All right. So last week of April.
Yep.
And Andrew, I
Yes,
just
Vincent.
thought that a few weeks back, we have a very, very long weekend.
Yeah.
With the Easter
Qingming,
and the Qingming together, right?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, we are
Facing
another long weekend.
Yeah, this is the season for it. But then we get into the summer, and there's like nothing until like September, I think Labor Day or something. Oh no, this is Labor Day coming up. So then we got nothing.
And you say Hong Kong people are hardworking, huh?
They are, but I guess that's why they get a lot of holidays.
Oh, yeah.
We do get a lot of holidays. You know?
All right.
Yeah.
May Day ahead, and
Yep.
Monday today.
Monday today. Okay, so I want to talk about the Competition Commission today. They're going to be presenting in LegCo. They're going to be providing more kind of draft guidelines, scenarios, things that you definitely shouldn't do, because they're trying to help people to figure out what this thing is. The reason they have to do so much of this is because competition law, in its prosecution everywhere in the world, is completely arbitrary, and it is hugely subject to political whim. As law, it's terrible law. I guess the upside of that is that if you do get a lot of guidance from the current commissioner, then you should be okay, right? Because if he sticks around, Dr. Stanley Wong, this Canadian guy that they brought out to run it, and he gets to decide on the prosecutions, then I guess it's, you can kind of figure out, as long as he keeps his word, it's okay. But if somebody else comes in, they can just say, oh, no, I don't agree with that, and turn around and prosecute everybody. Rarely do competition law cases ever prove anything, but they're just a huge hassle. And especially because when the new guy comes in, you're like, what's he going to think? Something that was fine for Dr. Stanley Wong is not fine for this guy, because the test in front of law is so vague compared to other types of law, right, that people are always vague about it. And a great example, they're going to be talking again about gas stations and the price of gas. And I mean, this is where populism drives competition law and competition law action, because they're like, oh, the price of gas is down. How come the price of oil is going down?
Well, but having said that,
yeah.
I do give them merits on this one.
Yeah.
Because we are from Canada.
Yeah.
And the gas stations actually respond rather quickly.
Yes, but what's
Rather
different
quickly.
here? What's
Yeah,
different?
rather
What's
quickly.
different here? Because they investigated in 2006.
Yeah.
And they are going to come. They want to look at it again now, but they're going to come up with the same result as they got in 2006 for the same reasons, which is because, and I'll give you the example. When they got rid of the beer and wine tax,
Yep.
right, in Hong Kong?
Yep.
And people were going up to Lan Kwai Fong and they're like, oh, they got rid of the beer and wine tax. Why has the price not gone down? Well, because mostly you're paying rent and salaries. With gasoline, you know what the biggest part of the price is? It's not the actual oil, gas that goes into your car. The rent and the tax.
Yes, of course.
The number one price fixer of the price of gas is the government.
Still, I think
it's like 60%, and then the rent on top of that.
Yeah, still, but the people are comparing. Whereas in the States and in Canada, different streets have different gasoline prices, right?
Yeah.
And but that can also be explained that different streets have different rent. That's why
different streets have different rent,
and that's why the prices are different.
But
never mind. I think now the game is different from 2006 because after 2006, actually, what the government has done is that they allowed more mainland petroleum suppliers
to come in. Yes,
to come in. So theoretically, you have more competition.
Theoretically, but when everybody is paying the same tax,
theoretically,
and everybody's paying the same rent.
So the argument is actually weaker. What I'm saying is weaker than 2006.
Yeah.
Because back in 2006, you basically have Caltech, Shell, and Exxon, right? The big three. But right now, you have more than the big three.
Sure.
And the case is more or less quite similar to 2006, with more competition.
Exactly.
So I think it will be a more difficult task, if not a more complicated task. For the commission to prove
that the price of that somehow they're price fixing.
But you know what?
Yeah.
But you know what? On the other hand,
I
mean, you have the mainland players.
Yeah.
And God knows what the mainland players are
what they're thinking.
So you won't know. I mean, you see.
But
that's the tricky part of it.
Yeah.
The gist of it is that there are more competitions for the past 9 years.
Yeah.
And we still got the same problems.
Yeah. But the part that is competitive, the price of gas, only makes up about 30% of the actual cost. 70% of the price is fixed by the government. If the Competition Commission wants to hammer on somebody about the price of gas, they should go to the monopoly price fixer, which is the government.
But there's a flagging effect, right?
Yeah.
One of the petroleum some suppliers say that they're going to change the price on midnight, and then the other will follow. I mean,
of course, it's competitive.
Yeah. The only question remains is that did they communicate beforehand? If they
don't have to.
Yeah, if they have, then this suspicion has to be proven.
Right. I mean, but you can't because they don't have to.
Yeah. But okay, I just throw out a few queries.
Yeah.
Some people will say, how come each time it's a different gasoline station?
Yeah.
I mean,
has a different price?
No, has the first say, had the first drink. Yeah, somehow it's not always Shell. It's not always Exxon.
Sure.
It's not always Caltex.
Sure.
Sometimes this time is Shell, this time is Caltex. So it's kind of like a coordinated choreography.
I don't know. Or just political game theory. The guys look at it, and you always want to get a jump. on the competition.
I know.
So whoever goes
I'm just
first,
throwing all the points here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not our job to prove it.
No.
It's our job to query if there are any holes.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that actually the Competition Commission or the Anti-Competition Commission, whatever, will have a much more difficult task than 2006.
Here's something else. Because those, especially the American international gas stations, they have very strict laws in place from their home companies because they've been under this kind of specter of competition law in all their other countries, that they have very strict rules about what they can and cannot do, who they can and can't talk to. So it makes it even less likely because, if I'm going to cut prices in my gas station, everybody can see it, and I've got a whole set of rules that doesn't let me talk to anybody. The Competition Commission is never going to find the smoking
gun. But you know what? I think, on the other hand, it
doesn't exist.
There's a bright side of things.
Yeah, which is
if the Commission hammered really hard on the gas suppliers, and they found nothing, then actually there will be a very long period of peace.
Well, 2006, maybe 10 years.
Yeah. Then there could be a very long period of having the same criticism.
Yeah.
Coming up. So that might be a good thing. I mean, now that they have cleared the name, per se.
Who knows? And maybe they might even point the finger at the real culprit, which is the government, and then drivers and other people might go to the government and say,
actually,
why
the government actually, I
they're
think
the price fixer.
The Lands Department actually took your point.
Yeah.
And they actually tendered some gasoline stations to the mainland suppliers. I mean, there are fewer Caltex, fewer Shell, and fewer Esso gas stations. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Well, gasoline.
So watch that one today. See what's in the discussion.
Gasoline.
All right.
Keyword for today.
Yeah.
Gasoline.
Catch you later.
All right.